I had realized that this is what my life has been reduced to. This is what people see me as, is that I'm just trash to be thrown out. My dad was an alcoholic, so I grew up in a very dysfunctional home. There was a lot of ups and downs, didn't really know what the mood was going to be on a daily basis, so just a lot of chaos and drama. Played sports, did good in school, and then I hit that peer pressure stage where I just wanted to fit in. I just wanted to feel like I was a part of something. Started smoking cigarettes, probably was the first drug that I started doing when I was about 12. Started hanging out with the skater kids and wanted to fit in with the cool kids, the cool crowd, and didn't care so much about sports anymore, and started to just drink and took that into high school with me. I started doing coke when I was about 16, and I got heavily addicted to that. I got kicked out of my dad's house and started living with my mom and didn't have any rules at all. Already started losing things at 16 years old. I had a truck, I lost the truck. I dropped out of high school my senior year, my last semester. My whole plan was I'm going to college, and I had all these plans that I was going to be this successful business person or whatever. I wanted to be a psychiatrist and all this stuff, but alcohol and drugs just were way more important to me. When I was 17, I was really heavily into meth. Luckily for me, I got out of that pretty quickly, only about a year in, but then I went right back to drinking, and so that didn't stop, and I drank every single day. I just knew that I had to be messed up, that I had to have something in my body. When I went back to school and I got my diploma before I was 19, did that while I was drinking, but I managed to do that. Things just progressively got worse for me in my 20s. I drank heavily every single day, just be raging. You never knew what kind of mood I was going to be in. I was either a psychotic, abusive, controlling, just out of my mind, just belligerent. I was just a mess all the time. I was never one person. I was always Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. I didn't care who I lost. I didn't care who I hurt. Managed to get into a relationship that was kind of good for me. I had stayed sober short term for her and not for me. I literally broke up with this person just so that I could drink, because I was that desperate to drink. That's when I went into the pill phase. And whatever I was doing, I was always drinking too. So I moved to Tennessee and it got really bad there. So then I moved to Oregon, got with a girl who was doing heroin. Next thing I knew, I was doing that. So about a year into smoking it with her, we were using needles. So it got to a point where we were homeless, sleeping in a barn, in the cold, in the 40-degree weather, when it's wet out. I couldn't even see how bad it had gotten, because all that mattered was chasing that first high over and over and over again. It's like you're just trying to get enough so that you feel okay, so that you can function. You're just a shell of a human being. I tried to go into detox facilities, and then I'd beg her to go, and then she'd go for a day or two and then come out, and then we'd end up using again. I had a driver's license at the time, and I was also, still drinking, so I started getting pulled over a lot, and I got 3 DUIs in 2 months. And the second one didn't stop me, and the third one, well, they took my license and my vehicle, so I was in jail. I got clean in jail the first time. She still kept using, and I got released to a rehab facility, and I got kicked out. It was for fraternizing, which was the stupidest thing, but I wish that I had taken it seriously. Went right back to her and kept using. And I left the state, and I went to Virginia where my mom was, and I was like, I'm gonna die here, I need to leave. My goal was to get clean. I started going to NA meetings right away. I would get 90 days and I would use, and I would get 90 days and I would use, and I would get 90 days and I would use, but there was a time that I used and I overdosed, and these people that I thought were my friends robbed me, left me for dead in an alley in a puddle of mud, and just left my ID in my pocket by the dumpsters. I had realized that this is what my life has been reduced to. I'm worth more than this. You know what I mean? That my life is worth more than this. And I couldn't keep jobs, I couldn't keep living arrangements, I couldn't keep relationships. I mean, it was just, I couldn't adult. I went to a psych facility for about a week, and I got clean for a year. I got into a relationship with a girl, and I made her my higher power. Stopped going to meetings, I got complacent in my program, and I relapsed. But I'm lucky, I'm fortunate, I made it back. I didn't die, I almost did again. I got sepsis and I almost died. Spent a month in the hospital. Now, I've been clean 10 months and I get to help others. I know what it's like out there, and I know that there's nothing out there for me. You're gonna be faced with it at some point in your life. Every day that I wake up, I have a choice. Stay clean or get high, and I know where it takes me every time, and that to me is death. That's not really a hard choice.
Detox to Rehab wants to help as many people as possible, and do it the right way. Please subscribe, comment, and like our channel. Thank you for watching.